It's a very expensive belief to accept that I have to fucking make this thing work. That thing becomes the resistance force against you. If you believe I have to make this thing work, I'm hurting without her, she was unique, there's nothing like that in my life anymore. Even if that is true, if you pick this belief that I have to make this, it's not even about a woman, it's about anything. But if you choose this, it's like you creating this resistance, this force of nature against you. All of the baddest people in the world, man, they just let go. I have clients who lost their kids, and losing children is much harder than losing a girlfriend or a wife. You have to accept there's no other way. Now you can say, man, fuck you, man. You don't understand. She's like this, she's like that. Doesn't matter, man. It's not about me. You want your life to move forward. You want anything good, including this woman, come to your life. You want good things. First step is to let go. Yeah, there's no other way. The pain persists due to the refusal to letting go. That's the first thing. Now, let's go one layer underneath why some people get stuck over one person. Because of a lack of confidence in the ability to replicate what they had. At the end of the day, you or me or anybody else, when we have those negative feelings of a breakup, we miss that beautiful woman who loved you, give us all of those good feelings, the attention, good, amazing, connected sex, all of the good times. The beauty is none of that is exclusive. All of that is something that you can rebuild. But we don't want to rebuild because, first of all, like I said, we have this natural tendency to stay in this familiar zone with this person. It's a lot of fucking work to rebuild that. Can I even do it? These two things create so much pain because I don't want to let go, man. You might have the same tendency with smoking cigarettes or with alcohol or with anything that you know deep inside. One day you're going to stop. It's not the best thing for you, but you still do it because it's comfortable, because it's convenient. But some of these things are really expensive, are really, really expensive. And once you have this confidence in yourself that you can replicate this, the pain gets smaller and smaller. And as a side effect, that woman, the doors open for her to come. Yeah, I have spent a very long time in this between relationship with one person going through it. And I got really good at this. And I realized if you don't do major fuck up in relationship, you can fix things. If you can navigate your own mind and you're honest with yourself that this is the right relationships, and this all gives you power because you can recognize these things in yourself, the price that we pay for familiarity, something that feels safe, we pay such a crazy price for that. Today is Wednesday here. I don't know where I'm going to be on Friday. I realize I have this crazy fear of losing my friends, my family, all of that. So as soon as I could leave, I decided to live this life that I'm constantly moving around. I don't know where I'm going to be on Friday. I know I'm going to leave Indonesia. I don't know where. And do you know how scary it was when I first time wanted to leave? You know why I do this? I put myself in this state of uncertainty so I become familiar, because uncertainty is a change. Is there, man? In next month, all of your lives is going to be significantly different in different areas. These are going to change. You might as well, like Jordan Peterson says, you might as well stare in the eye, practice in a way that you get familiar with this. The problem with these relationships that are painful is because we don't want to lose that familiar. And sometimes even the girl goes, move on, has kids with somebody else, and we still stay there. Fuck, man, 2 years later, 3 years later, the guy is still living the life in his dream with the girl because he doesn't want to let go of this familiar thing. Because past is familiar. I don't want to go to this new thing that I don't know what is this new thing like. What if it doesn't work as well? So we stay there, and it's like life gets paused. Another thing is attaching your identity to that woman. That's what makes it very difficult to communicate with these women. Because if you attach your identity to a woman who is avoidant or who is not interested in you, dude, you're fucked. You're fucked. Because it's like you walk to a person's street and say, hey, give me some money, give me some money. Nobody wants to do that. Be comfortable in an unfamiliar space. If you don't do this, you may get stuck there for a long time. Thoughts are all of the weights that hold you back, get you stuck and keep you weak. You gotta write deadline of things that you want to do and you want to achieve, and fail. Because when you fail, you look at it, oh fuck, man, I failed. Like David, for you, for example, you want to apply for this school, your deadline is supposed to be, I don't know, April 20th. Why do you put a sticker on top of your laptop? Then April 20th comes, you see, fuck, I didn't do it. Then put a new deadline. Put a new deadline. You need to be aware of these deadlines. Sometimes I see cats here. There are a lot of cats here. They go and hide. They put their head like behind the thing they cannot see, and they think you cannot see them either. But you can see them. But that's the same thing. If you ignore this thing that is bothering you, so you have something in the background. If you ignore that, it doesn't go away. Like Riley, you have really 2 weeks to get your first client. You need to put your deadline there. I need to get fucking this client in 2 weeks, whatever it is you do. Or if you're stuck in a relationship, you can tell yourself this story. I really wish John was here. He keeps telling me, man, I can't breathe. I can't do this. I just want her back in my life. He's been saying this thing for a long time. It doesn't matter what story you want to tell yourself. Life is going. You need to have deadlines. Otherwise, you become identified with the pain and you get stuck in the pain. Fear of change, moving on without that woman. You need to adapt to a new situation. It can be daunting. Unresolved emotion. If you have unresolved emotion with that girl, you cannot communicate with her. We were talking about different things. We couldn't communicate about the right thing. And I wanted to tell her, hey, I feel like this. And she wanted to say, I feel like this. Then you cannot communicate emotions with that person. You will get stuck and you will not be able to move on. That's why closure is really important, because you tick every single emotion that is left, everything that you want to say. That's why writing the letter, that's what therapists tell you to write a letter, because when you say those things, it's like a weight off your shoulder. If you put it back, you don't want to think about it. You accumulate all of this, push it down, it stays inside of you. It doesn't go anywhere. Guilt, regret. Man, regret is a fucking heavy one. If you have regret about something, ironically, the most regretful thing in the world is to lose time, pretend something doesn't exist. Suddenly you look back and see, fuck, you wasted 5 years. That's the most painful thing, and people do it all the time. Then write down what is bothering you, bring it to the surface, release the emotion so you can move forward. Another huge one is idealization. Yeah, your ex is not as hot as you think. Your relationship was not as good as you think it is. It's not. But what the brain makes a really perfect version of the relationship, because it wants to get the hits of the dopamine and the good feeling of the relationship, because it's not there anymore. Then this creates some imaginary relationship that didn't even exist. And then letting go of that becomes very, very, very fucking difficult. You should be very, very aware of all of these things that you see on the screen. The comfort and familiarity. I need to separate those two. Fear is the root of the problems in life, because fear creates anger, it creates hate, it creates weakness, it creates fear is the bottom. If you find the source of your fear, you will not have any problems with moving on. You'll go through the pain, you feel better. You will not have any problem of approaching women, meeting new people. I want to go back to this one more time. You see the last one here? The reason most people don't recover is because they know, the guy believes, I just cannot do any better. It's impossible for me to do any better. If you go in life with that attitude, you're totally fucked, because you will give all of the power to this woman. And then you have to start spending time, spending money, spending energy, spending opportunities for that.